Hello, I'm David Hunt, and I'm a man about town, downtown Melbourne that is, and I'm also involved in a radio station. It's called Joy.
Hello, I'm Tim Lennox, otherwise known as Robert Lennox Suggett, which is my real name.
I'm sure you've got so many other amazing stories you can tell us. You then went to England.
Jumping across pretty quickly.
Yeah, jumping across pretty quickly. And you never gave up national service through that time, and you were actually part of the Royal British...
Let me tell you what that is.
Okay.
254 City of London Regiment, RATA. And that I was there, Australian Army attached.
Right.
So it was arranged before I left.
Yep.
And so I became, that's in the territorial unit, is the same as here we have the Army Reserve, they have the territorials.
Right. And so therefore you got all that experience being part of the regiment over there as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, which is incredible. But through journalism as well, you were at a charity concert one night and you were standing on the side of the stage and the band playing a couple of songs on the stage were who?
Oh, it's the Beatles.
Excuse me, the Beatles?
Yes.
So they were performing at this charity gig?
Oh, I don't know if it was a charity gig.
I thought,
it was the Beatles' Christmas show at Finsbury Park in 1964.
Right, okay.
It was just before they came to Australia.
To Australia,
And
right.
I understand you know about that.
I saw them live, yes, in Adelaide. I wasn't here in Melbourne, in Adelaide. Okay, so you came back from that amazing travels that you had. What an opportunity. That would have been a very rare thing that somebody would have done. At somebody of your age. How old were you?
I was 25.
25.
I had my 25th birthday, I think, in San Francisco.
Yeah. As you do.
and yes, I've been 25.
Right. Okay, and then you came back to Australia and you moved to Melbourne.
Yes.
So why did you move to Melbourne?
Well, I got a job as editor of a hospitality newspaper. So I decided I had the choice of either coming to Melbourne, in a big company like the Herald or the Herald Sun and so on, because they knew me because I'd been doing stuff for stringers for them while in Warrnambool.
Yep.
But on one occasion I was offered a job. This unheard of these days, but in those days, late 50s and early 60s.
Yep.
To getting a job, like the editor was asking me, when can I start work? And I said, when do you want me? That same sort of thing. And the chief of staff of the Herald invited me to lunch one day.
Yeah.
So I did, but I knocked him back because I compared the pay rates of in the metros for that and found out that how much, and then I worked out how much I'd have to live on.
Yeah.
And so instead, I got this job to go for specialist papers,
right.
Industry newspapers, which I did. I was there 6.5 years.
Right, okay.
That took me overseas again.
Took you overseas again. And what was it like? Well, because you'd lived, like in America and England, it wouldn't be all that hard for you to move from Warrnambool to Melbourne per se.
No, it wasn't that hard. No.
No.
I was living in Darling Avenue, Darling Street in South Yarra.
Right.
And I worked because I had to choose a place to live. I just got the map and did a radius. I said I wanted to either walk to work, or or take a train or something.
Yep.
And I took so my office was in Prahran, Porter Street, Prahran, and so I could dart from Darling Street to Porter Street, no problem.
No problem. Now, 23 years ago, and it was in the very early stages, Joy, the radio station, had started, and with all your expertise in journalism, you came to Joy as a journalist,
yes,
saying, let's do the news?
Yes, well, the news had already started.
Right.
Because the very first program that went to air when we started was news, half an hour of news.
Yep.
15 degrees in Melbourne, heading for a top today of 25. Did some reading when I first started, and then eventually, I forget precisely when, and shortly after that, we had I became news director, and was training
Yep.
training new people. So that we're still doing that these days, training people how to compile the news, and then present it.
Right. And that's when you took on the Tim Lennox name.
Yes.
Because you were an officer still in the Army Reserve.
Yes.
And back in that era, it was a little bit taboo to be actually involved in the gay community.
The gay and that gay and lesbian radio station he's staying at.
So that's where you got the name Tim Lennox.
Tim Lennox.
Yep.
Because that's my middle name anyway.
Of course. Yeah.
And Tim, people say, why Tim? I said, oh, it's nice and short.
Yeah, exactly. So you've seen this radio station grow to the powerhouse that it is now on the Melbourne stage and Australia and the world. So it's been an amazing journey for you.
Oh, it's been wonderful.
Now, Tim, when did you realise that you might have been gay? I hear that it might have been a 14-year-old boy.
I can't remember for sure, but I know that I do got a vague recollection of going down to the local library and surreptitiously looking up the dictionary and found, what does homosexual mean?
And as a 40, because back in that era, it wouldn't have been spoken about, or there wasn't the magazines. There certainly wasn't radio or a TV show like this. So you had to find out, didn't you?
Yeah, well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what about family wise? Did you come out to them, or did it just?
Well, not officially. I don't think it sort of happened. They sort of no. We don't chat about that.
It just happened, and how wonderful that your family just are that accepting.